know nothing
Again.
about it.
I'm sorry, did you have something, Sally? Okay. Okay, so some overlooked underutilized tools with G Suite, looking at digital intangibles again. Let's go back to those videos, managing caption tracks. This is great if you've recorded, like right now, I am recording to the cloud with Zoom. So it's going to give me the option to get the MP4 and the VTT file, okay, which is the caption tracks file. So again, if you're just unfamiliar, let me try to find a video real quick. Again, here's a video. So when I have my video uploaded and it's had a chance to process, I always like to wait until it's processed. In the upper right, the more actions, manage caption tracks. Now, I don't think I have a VTT file I can just dump in here at the moment. Let's see if maybe I can find one. Let's see, so downloads and .vtt. Okay, so this is obviously not going to match, but I'm just going to grab a transcript file. Okay. It's going to upload that. And then once it's in here, then I also need to make sure I click this blue button that says upload. And now, move some of my Zoom controls out of the way. When this video plays, you can see the closed captioning is there. Where this comes into play, let's just backtrack for a moment and say this. If your video is uploaded to Google Drive and you've put in those caption tracks, then you grab that embed code, that HTML code that we were showing earlier to put in a document, all of this will come over to Blackboard and play inline right there in Blackboard. So students don't have to go to another tab. It'll be there that way. So I'm going to actually grab that video right here. And give me 1 second. I need to. There we go. So now that I have this video and it has a caption, I'm going to double click, hit pause, go to open a new window, go to add item, copy, we'll come back to our Blackboard document yet again, add HTML, and paste. Of course, I could change that 640 to 740 if I wanted. Now, when students come here and hit play,
so I thought this might be the most efficient way.
As long as the subtitles are on.
Talk about our organization. That
now it's making a liar out of me.
This morning, quality course.
Did I share? That might be why. Let me change it again to this. Just double check our caption tracks. We got them in there. And just double check something.
So
okay.
I thought this might be the most efficient way to kind of.
Okay, we have our stuff that we need. Let me shut a few things down. I'm getting lost. Let's refresh. And I believe it was this video. All right, let's try this again.
So I thought.
Open a new window. We've shared properly. Yes. Embed item. Copy. Let's delete you and start over. Add HTML, paste, save.
So I thought this might be the most efficient way to.
Well, I'm running into issues, so I'm going to have to look into this, but I promise I've used this in another course and it worked beautifully. So just again, operating procedure real quick, upload your caption tracks, then go ahead and get your embed code after you've shared it so anyone at Damon can see. Whoops, I didn't mean to turn off that sharing. There we go. So the other thing I wanted to mention while we are here talking about Google Drive, priority and workspaces. Now, where this may or may not be useful, I could see how it could be useful for classes, although there are some limitations with it. But I would think that things that perhaps you're working on for committees or for your tenure portfolio, this is where this could come in handy. So I'm going to talk about both of these and Google Keep while I have this, down, so to speak. Let me come back to Drive for a moment. When you are in Google Drive, one of your options on the far left is this item that says priority. And priority, what it does is as you've accessed things quite a bit, it's not bringing up only the most recent things I've accessed, but the AI is actually trying to figure out what am I working on? What are the kinds of things that I'm working on? And so priority, the AI will kind of go through up here, and I have no idea what the algorithm is, but basically it's usually pretty, on point. It's not just most recent, it's what does it seem like Eric is working on right now? Workspaces are just below that. And it's probably blank unless you've used this or stumbled on this before, but you can create a workspace. I'm going to actually use right now, we're in a fall 21 workshop. I've created this workspace for myself. Okay. You cannot share it with someone else. It's really just for you. I can rename it, hide it, or remove it. But in this workspace, when I open it up, I can tell you right now, all of these items that you see, this is digital intangibles. Tomorrow I'm presenting Crush Your Next Class. I have a limit of only 25 files I can put in here, but these can come from any spot in Google Drive, either things that have been shared with me or things that are in other folders. So where this becomes very, very helpful is when you have, for example, stuff stored in a folder for committees, and then something stored in a folder for class, and something stored in a folder for, Quantic, whatever things you may sit on, and they're in 3 different places in your Google Drive, but you don't want to make copies. You can kind of get them all in one spot here. And as you can see, when I go to add files, it's as simple as I could find through the most recent or my drive or shared drives. I also can do a search and then just type in the name if I know the name of the file to try to find them. So I'm going to just add that video real quick. I click on that in the bottom right. I have the option to insert, and now it just inserted that video, which certainly wasn't in any of my personal files. It's in our shared instructional design folder, but it's in here, and it's easily to just come in and click on it and access it. I can easily remove it as well just by clicking on the 3 dots and going to remove from workspace. So workspaces, definitely one of my personal favorite things. You can see I have it for workshops, for online course creation, things for Quantic, things for the various courses that I'm developing. So it can be an awesome project management tool. The other project management tool, you can access this from your email or Google Drive. One of these options will say Google Keep. And if it's not up here toward the top, if you scroll down, it's probably somewhere down further in that waffle of Google tools. I have mine prioritized toward the top though. Google Keep, you can see here, this is like creating lists and tasks. So for example, I have a series of lists and things that I'm working on for the entire fiscal year from June 1st through May 31st of 2022. And I've created this as a long-term list for myself of things that I can get done. And when something is completed, because I use the check boxes as an option, it doesn't disappear. It just ends up at the bottom. It's got the cross through. It's been completed. It's been taken care of. So I'm a big fan personally of this. You can also share it with people. So the other day I met with a sales rep from Edpuzzle named Katie. Peter, I took a bunch of notes, and then down here with the people, I've already gone and shared it with Peter. So this was an easy way to take some notes, share it with Peter, And then we could have a discussion about this particular tool. Is this something that, you know, we want to explore for either our office or for faculty or, you know, whatever beyond from there. So Google Keep is definitely one of my favorites. And obviously you can do color coding if that helps you. You can see I have a lot of notes, a lot of things that I use this for to help keep myself straight, and giving them certain titles definitely helps me. ID office long-term versus this is my personal, some main priorities. This was a presentation I gave, so I wanted to make sure I had all my stuff together. So one of my favorite tools is Google Keep as well. Questions about this? No? All right. So